My buddy Smash88 sent me the footage you're seeing in the background of this video, so a massive thank you for that. You'll see footage of the Stoner LMG and the Carbine 7. The base damage is around 14 to 15,000 for each, but Smash doesn't have fully optimised builds on PC, so remember when you're watching this that if you like the look of how the guns work, you will be able to make them even better when this update is released. Don't forget that it's easier to control your recoil on PC, so bear in mind it might not be this impressive when it comes to console, but not only that, it's in a test, so anything and everything is subject to change. You also might have noticed that the colour on the talents and stuff has come back, and at the bottom of the weapons info, you can also see the source, whether it was purchased, looted, or from a reward. Anyway, into the video. Welcome back to the Division 2. In this video I want to talk to you about the stats of the new weapons and their unique talents. Also the exotic gloves and the Diamondback rifle. Starting off with the AR, the Carbine 7. Smash, one of my buddies from Xbox, told me this is possibly going to replace the P416 because of the rate of fire and the stability. It pretty much doesn't move. And looking at the stats on the gun, it's got the standard 30 round mag, which will be increased to 40 with the normal extended mag, and 50 with the sturdy. Never forgetting the +1. It's got a 790 RPM, so it's not too slow, and by default it will roll with a new talent called Overflowing, which increases your mag capacity by 100% when you reload from empty 3 times. Not sure if that has to be in a row or not, but if you're running the sturdy mag, you will get a 100 round magazine, which is absolutely crazy for an AR. We then have the Stoner LMG, which has a 580 RPM, and here is the best part of this gun, a 200 round magazine, and with the large pouch from the gunner specialization, you've got yourself 250 rounds. With the standard large pouch from the project, or now the control points after the PTS, that will be 235. And if that's not a spray and pray demon, then I don't know what is. Again, by default it's going to roll with a unique talent, this one being Overwhelm. Suppressing an enemy that isn't already suppressed will grant 5% weapon damage for 10 seconds and will stack up to 5 times. So you can push an extra 25% damage from this absolute beast of an LMG. Then we're moving on to the exotic rifle, the Diamondback. It's a lever action rifle that comes with a 5 round mag, probably the +1 in there as well. It's got a 100 RPM, which is on the really low side, so I'm hoping for some high base damage stats, similar to those of the classic M1A and the 1886. The talents on this are Agonizing Bite. The Diamondback randomly marks an enemy. Hitting that enemy consumes the mark, guaranteeing a critical hit with plus 20% total damage. A new random enemy is marked afterwards, and whenever you reload. So that's going to be good if you have a critical hit chance or damage build, just because you're going to get extra bonus damage, and you're guaranteed the critical hit when your Diamondback marks an enemy. We then have Deep Fangs. After hitting 5 marked enemies, you gain 50% reload speed, 20% total damage, and all shots fired are guaranteed critical hits for 10 seconds. That is going to be insane, just because of the 20% total damage, and them being critical hits as well, guaranteed. Then we also have Shedding Skin. While drawn, each time a round is loaded, you gain 20% bonus armor for 3 seconds, and whilst the gun's holstered, each time you reload or cycle your current weapon, you gain 8% bonus armor for 2 seconds. So that one, it might come in handy every now and then. I would have to see that one actually in action to understand it a little bit better, because it's a lever action, so every single shot has to be loaded, and the 20% armor might be good for the 3 seconds. I don't know if that's going to be any good for being holstered, although it's still the reload thing. You get 8% instead of 20. It only lasts for 2 seconds, so it might be good in a sticky situation. I don't know, we'll have to wait and see. Then finally we have the BTSU, which stands for Black Tusk Special Unit Exotic Gloves. The 3 talents for these are Elemental Gadgetry. Skills that apply status effects gain 50% status effect duration and 50% skill haste. For those of you that don't know, cooldown reduction has been renamed to skill haste. I think there's other factors and stuff in there too, but that one seems pretty cool if you're running a skill build. Skill builds have obviously been buffed and stuff for the upcoming patch. The second one is energy infusion. Whenever you apply a status effect, your gloves become infused with that for 60 seconds. While infused, you gain 10% skill damage, 10% skill healing and repair, and 10% skill duration for each utility, so yellow battery, on your gear. So these gloves are obviously heading towards a skill build. I'm glad there is an exotic piece that will boost that, so it's definitely going to be good to see what people can do with these new builds. And the final one is charged proxies. Whenever you throw a skill, 1.25 seconds after landing, it creates an explosion applying the infused status effect to all enemies within 6 meters. Enemies affected by the infused status effect take 50% more damage from your skills. So you want to make sure you're going for status effects which are like burn, bleed, poison, like things like that. I'm probably going to set things up for burn, but status effect, skills in general, all your skill haste and stuff like that. I think with a skill build, seeing as they're like being viable, the devs have worked on making them a better option to use. They're going to be brought up to par with the weapons. Obviously weapons are still going to be number one, but because the skills are receiving such a buff in this upcoming patch, it's just going to be good to see what people are going to do with these gloves, with all the new skills and how the mods work and cooldown reduction's been changed. But that is going to do it for the video. I'm definitely excited to get my hands on this stuff and see how it performs in game. Let me know your thoughts and stuff in the comments. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching.